Okay, we're here in Rocky Top Sports World. I'm here with Coach Phil Fulmer, one of the winningest coaches in college football. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Tell us about your involvement with Rocky Top Sports World. I know they came to you and wanted you to participate. What made your mind up that you want to be involved with this organization?
Well, one, I love Sevier County so much. It's just a great destination place for people, and I'm one of those people that found it as a destination place. I have so many great friends here. But after seeing the facility and realizing the mission of Rocky Top Sports World, I'm all about opportunities for young people. And this just creates such a healthy environment for our young people to come and enjoy not only the beauty of Gatlinburg and all the entertainment things that are here, but just as important to learn how to compete, to progress in whatever sports you enjoy being a part of, to learn about the team concept, which is somewhat lost sometimes in our society today.
Right.
So all the healthy things that are about a place like Rocky Top Sports World is the reason that I am involved.
Coach, when did you first get involved with organized sports? Was it high school or before
well,
that?
no, I actually in Little League baseball back, I guess I was probably 6 or 7. I was big enough to be on a team, I guess, up from the minor leagues to the little leagues, but I wasn't really good enough, I guess, yet to compete at that level. So I got to watch a whole bunch my first year and was determined that wasn't going to happen the next year. And I had some fabulous little league coaches. I look back at my career and the opportunities that have been presented to me, and you say, well, why do you end up in coaching? And it goes back to the wonderful experiences I had in Little League youth sports, and the coaches, the people, you know, the team and the camaraderie of all of that. I loved it. I learned a lot about it. I credit my parents a lot for supporting that aspect of it, but most of all, when I look back, it's my Little League coaches. So I got involved about 6 or 7 years old.
So you played at the University of Tennessee. You went on to coach there. Tell us about the 1998 season. I mean, 13-0, national championship, the Super Bowl of college football, and your team won it. You just tell us about some of the high spots there.
That team was so special because we had lost a lot of really good players on a very successful team, a championship team the year before. We were the SEC champions and should have had an opportunity then to compete for the national championship, but that wasn't the setup at that particular time. So the 98 team was picked like middle of the conference in the East with all the losses, including Peyton Manning, and we had 2 other first rounders and I think a total of 12 guys drafted. So we weren't picked very high, but there was they were talented, but there was a real special chemistry about that football team. And to their credit, we went to Syracuse in the opening game. They had Donovan McNabb, great football player, great football team we played against. We kicked a field goal at the end of the game to win against a very good team. And I think our confidence level just took off.
Yeah.
And with that, we were able to beat Florida the next week. We kicked.
That's always a big game.
Always a big ball game, yeah. And I mean, the Tennessee people, the younger Tennessee people would say that's the biggest ball game of the year, and it probably is. But we were able to kick a field goal in overtime to beat Florida. So 2 really, really close wins. Our confidence was building, and that team went on, and they were determined to be successful. And as a coach, that's what you want, is to have a group of young men that have a common goal, and they start the season in one place, and they consistently get better during the course of the year. And then to beat a team like Florida State and a coach like Bobby Bowden, who had kind of been my mentor, my guy that I looked up to, was a real special treat. And a lot of great football players on that team, a lot of great coaches on that team. And the fruits of it was that they were the first BCS national champions.
That's amazing. Why do you think, what makes the chemistry so good? You mentioned that it was such great chemistry. What are some of the components that make that happen?
I think there was a lot of things that made that happen. One would be that with Peyton graduating, that team was determined not to let T. Martin fail. He had stayed, been understudied to Peyton, and they were determined to do well for him. And I think also that we had a lot of success during that time, and all of a sudden they were challenged because they weren't expected to be very good, and that kind of got the juices going. In the off season, they were great workers. In spring practice, they were great workers. In the summer, we had the most dedicated group of guys you've ever seen. Wow. You know, that came to practice every day to be the best that they could, and then from there it went on to I mean, even to the last meeting that we had before the championship game, they were still focused on the goal.
Awesome. That's awesome. You know, you've mentioned Peyton Manning a few times. He's probably one sports figure that's held to a high esteem, not just in our country, but all over the world. I mean, what a class act, what a mentor, what a great guy. You coach Peyton, you knew him personally. Tell us something about him, because I just think he's just a great person.
He is. He's a great person. He's a great competitor. He's a great husband and father and teammate. You know, if you could draw one up, I mean, that's about it. You know, he's the best of the best, and he was fun to coach. I always felt like it was important to coach your best players the hardest, because if you did that, the underlings, the young guys, would see how you coached those guys, and they wanted to be coached the same way because they had success. And Peyton was the ultimate of that. He wanted to be coached, and he wanted to be coached hard, and not a discipline thing, but to expect the most. And then he in turn expected the most from me and us as coaches and his teammates, and you know, that reflected in a career winning of games of, like, I think he was 40-5, I think. Wow. Was his record or something like that while he was at Tennessee. Wow. So with that talent and with that effort and with that coaching and with that discipline, it followed him right to pro football, and he's one of the best. He'll be a Hall of Famer many times over.
Coach, I'm glad you shared that with us, because I know he means a lot to so many people around here, and I know that you're very instrumental with ETSU starting a football program, which is exciting for people in this area too. Tell me just a little bit about that.
Well, it is exciting. You know, it's kind of my football fix a little bit, so it helped me too. Once I decided that I was not going to chase another job somewhere. The president there is a very forward-thinking person, Dr. Brian Nolan, and ETSU is very blessed to have him. And he knows that athletics, and in particularly football, is a part of the much bigger picture of a college experience. And the kids that have come through ETSU for the last 12 or 13 years haven't had the opportunity to have that experience. Now, our conversation initially, he asked me to be the coach, asked me to be the athletic director. I didn't really care to do either one of those. We got a great coach. We got a great athletic director. But in a consulting role, I asked him if we were going to do it in a first-class manner, and he assured me that we were. And that's something that ETSU hadn't done before. They had been operating on a shoestring, basically. So we've got Upper East Tennessee excited about it. We've got people that have never contributed to ETSU before. We're going to build a stadium that will be theirs and be out of the dorm. But we're going to put a quality program on the field. And now that's going to be about 100 football scholarships. So that's 100 students to the university. But more importantly, it's going to be a great experience for all the other student body. It's going to be at 300 or 400 band members. Wow. So now we're really helping the enrollment of the university. There'll be another 100 kinds of cheerleaders and support staff and people around the football program. So it's an exciting time. We're not going to compete with UT. If UT plays on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we're going to play on Thursday night, you know. And people from Tennessee who want to support both can support both. So to me, it's just been a great experience to be able to be around a fledgling football program and starting it from really scratch. We had no footballs. You know, we have footballs now, and we have a team. We're getting ready to recruit our second class.
How exciting.
Got a schedule, so it is a very exciting time.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're involved with
Thank
that.
you.
We've got some local boys here that are in the program.
Yeah.
And I know from Maryville there's some boys, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good.
Well, Carl Torbush has assigned somebody from and recruited every county from Abington, Virginia, to Hamilton County and Chattanooga.
Wow.
Right down the interstate. So it's opportunities for young people, the same thing we were talking about earlier.
Great. Now tell me, and we're so glad you're involved with Rocky Top Sports World, what do you see in the future for Rocky Top Sports World? How do you see this fabulous facility progressing?
Well, that's one of the keys. It is a fabulous facility, and it's a fabulous facility that's multi-opportunities. It's not just about football or basketball or volleyball or lacrosse or soccer or cheerleading or bands. It could be all those things, you know, in a wonderful place like Gatlinburg and Sevier County for people to come and visit and spend time, family time, you know, because I think they're focusing on the youth, you know, 16 and under, kind of, and now mom and dad can come or grandmother can come, and they can all enjoy after their time working out or having, you know, practice or whatever they have. They can have some great family time at the super restaurants, at the hotels, you know, at the entertainment opportunities all here, or into the park, you know, which I enjoy very, very much.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for your involvement, and to tell us just last thing, if you'll touch on sponsorships, how people can be involved if they want to, and how important that is in getting that word out of their product to hundreds of thousands of people that will be coming through here.
Well, one, you know, the social media opportunities with this is just fabulous because it's going to go in a lot of places. But, you know, we want to be involved with the community. We want to be involved with companies and corporations that are interested in helping young people. But also, it's a win-win for everybody to give back to their particular businesses. And if you'll talk to Lori Moore, she can tell you all about it. But from our standpoint, it's an opportunity for people to touch the lives of young people in a very, very positive way by being involved with Rocky Top, but at the same time giving opportunities back to their businesses through different kinds of opportunities to leaflets or whatever to come back to their businesses. So to me, it's a win-win for everybody.
Awesome. Coach, it's been an honor to talk with
Thank
you. Good luck with everything you do in the future, and what you did at UT was just absolutely amazing.
Thank you.